Hello, Rayphoenix here, welcome to Let's Play Ape Escape Free Part 11. So this time around we're going to Ape It Away. It's an airplane-themed level, an airplane squadron level. We're going to be in the sky right now, going on all these airplanes that probably belong to Spectre, since they all say Spectre TV on them. And how can we breathe this far in the sky and not fall off the planes instantly? These planes are going at very fast speeds in the sky. That, I have no idea. K must be some sort of, I don't know. He must have some sort of superhuman ability then if he could stand on these planes, just go far in the sky and not run out of air. It feels like something out of Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow, where they just go anywhere in the sky, go anywhere regardless of how far over land they are, and they never seem to run out of air, they never seem to get killed from being up there. They do so many impossible things, and yet they're still not dead yet. How do they do that? I don't know. The world will probably never know. This plane serves like a teeter-totter. These even serve as teeter-totters. But it's rather than just downright fall over with K putting all of his weight like that on the planes, or they lose their flight path or something like that. And don't look down. If you look down, you're probably gonna fall below there and fall into the water or fall on an island maybe. But if you fall from this height, you're gonna be dead anyways. What does it matter? K never seems to die in this game. K seems to be, you know, like an immortal super being or something like that. Nargon Spectre's plane looks like it came right out of Ape Escape 2 or something. I don't know. The art on the side of the plane looks very much like it came out of an earlier Ape Escape game. It almost looks like a box of some candy I saw somewhere in the early 2000s. It had monkeys like that on the packaging. Maybe just seeing like the impulse buy sections of grocery stores. So we're actually on the airplane now. It looks like a dirt cheap airline. An airplane that probably cost 50 cents to fly there and back. It's so cheap because it's so like beat up and poorly maintained. It looks like someone's gonna crash. It looks worse than the airplane from the movie Airplane. Maybe it is the airplane from the movie Airplane. We're about to come across something up and you're like it's the captain's area where the cockpit is. Have you ever been in a cockpit before, Sonny? No, sir, I've never been in an airplane before. Have you ever seen a grown man naked? Well, I think we just captured that monkey version of that airplane captain. Now the plane is obviously on autopilot now. It's a good thing they invented autopilot. Otherwise, the ocean's gonna end up in the sky and we're gonna all crash and burn. So I'm gonna film something over here. I've lost everything. Everything that King got filmed, and there's some slot machines. This is what I was referring to earlier when I said there's going to be slot machines in this game. There are going to be a lot of slot machines in this game. There's capture the monkeys, and there's slot machines back there filling stuff up. So it's going to collect those coins over there. Yeah, you destroy them just like in Ape Escape 2 at the casino, and you destroy them, and they all reveal coinage. Oh, look at that, it's a thief, but I killed him before he could take anything from me. I actually kind of want to take stuff from you. Then when you kill him, you can actually earn a lot more coins in return. There's a monkey right there. It's just walking around like in the wind, and Miss captured him right there. Captured him right there. I can jump on this fighter plane. Looks like it came out of it looks like it came out of Strikers 1999 or Strikers 1945 Freaks. That game is actually set in the year 1999. They would have been using these types of fighter jets, these high-tech fighter jet planes. But again, this game is set in 2006, so I guess it kind of makes sense. And I see Spectre must have bought the fleet. Maybe Spectre bought the airplane squadron fleet, and now he's gonna use it he's gonna make his own star fleet out of it, Imperial Starfleet, but instead it's an air fleet kind of thing. It's like what Star Wars is, but it's in the sky rather than in space. Maybe Spectre is the reason why Star Wars happened. Maybe Spectre is why evil empires can grow in space, and why so much of so much stuff can be built in space. They all start by doing it in the sky. Spectre could actually be responsible for more things than we realized. I still wonder what became of the Ape Escape universe after this game. We never really see what became of the Ape Escape universe after this game. Well, we may have did in some of those spin-off games that only came out in Japan. Maybe it possibly showed us what happened to this series after this franchise after. I guess what may have happened to this franchise after this game happened. But for the most part, we don't really know much about what happened after. There aren't really any Ape Escape games after this game. So I have no idea what became this universe. I wonder what the future would be like. I wonder what 100 years from now would be like. We know what happens 100 years after classic Mega Man. They had the Mega Man X series. But for this series, we never know what's going to happen in the far future because, well, they just never made games that far in the future. We're using our cartoony tank, and it looks like an elephant or something. That an elephant tank, and it shoots out very cartoony looking weapons, look like missiles and machine guns. The tanks we had in Ape Escape 1 looked far more realistic and far more serious than the tank in this game. And they're pretty much having to navigate and controls like an RC car. We have to lure it around these intricate walls, and the camera starts to lag behind it. It's the only bad parts of the camera. The game actually has bad camera angles. Well, not really bad camera angles. If the camera gets stuck, I think even then, this is nowhere near as bad as the camera angles in Super Mario 64. So now I have to stop here in the most tedious part of the entire game and wait for these thrusters, these flame throwers to come over here. You can see where there's a whether they would shoot out over the flames. Yeah, they're really slow too. When they turn on, they last a long time, and when they turn off, they turn off for a long time. You see there's a lot of like 2D sprites in there. Looks like the 2D work I would do in a post-production project, and bet when I would do composition work in animation school. Oh, it feels like something that would be in a Twisted Metal game almost. This tank. I can imagine them using a tank like this to compete in Twisted Metal, only to have it destroyed. What do we do? We can't have this tank destroyed because then we can't get through the rest of the level. So the only way I could really get through this is if I, ditch the tank maybe, because I'm going to get horribly beat up and destroyed. Oh, look at that. I already destroyed that guy with the tank. Wasn't expecting that. These robot mechs, these monkeys control us to be a lot weaker than I expected. Just stay back here. Maybe if I could hit its weak spot. No, I'm not going to try. Actually, probably could try to hit its weak spot, the stun club. It's going to spin around a bit. It's going to get dizzy. Yeah, these monkeys were really good at getting dizzy, and they get stuck on things easy too. Just beat out my stun club a bunch of times. And then eventually, look at that. I just hit him in his weak spot twice after so many hits. And now look at that. He's exploded. He's destroyed. Now I could capture him easy. So our tank may have gotten a little bit close there, but it could still get through. I don't even think there's that much left you need to do with the tank. We do have to do the tank. I mean, in the first two games, we could get through this with the magic punch, but there is no magic punch. I don't even think the Fantasy Knight's weapon does anything against that either. I don't know. I never tried using the Fantasy Knight's weapon against those walls, but I highly doubt it would do anything. It's still not as good as a magic punch. Maybe that's more the reason why some people like Ape Escapes 1 and 2 more, because it had the magic punch in it. And this one, in its absence in this game, I don't know. A lot of people don't seem to like this one as much as the first two. Well, some people agree that it's better than Ape Escape 2. That seems to be a popular opinion. I think this game could be just as good as the original Ape Escape sometimes. It really does have a lot. It does have like this whole thing where it even has a mode of gameplay where you could actually make movies, where you actually get the monkeys to be actors, and you actually make your own movies, your own little movie clips that are saved on a separate file on your PS2's memory card. And you could like theoretically trade them between memory cards, and some movie files, and you can actually view them in the game. I wonder if people ever did that. I wonder what kind of movies people made in Ape Escape 3 and the Movie Maker. I never really bothered much of that. But I bet there's like movies people actually made with them that you could put on YouTube or something like that. It actually sounds pretty good. Maybe I should try doing something like that. But what will my movie be about? It would have involved apes and all sorts of stuff. I kind of am making a movie right now by filming through the game and talking about the game, talking about what I think of this game. But this is a really good game. I think everyone knows that already. This game definitely has a lot to offer. This game really did give me a lot of months. This game gave me several months of entertainment. Back when I was battling against the disc read error on the PS2 in 2007, 2008, this is one of the few DVD-based PS2 games I had that would actually work on my slim PS2. This is one of the only PS2 games I play. That's more the reason why I would play this game a lot. This is one of my most played games in the PS2. It wouldn't even let me play Ratchet & Clank, but it let me play Ape Escape 3. And some people would say that's, it's good enough. You get to play Ape Escape 3, one of the best underrated games on the PS2. But Ratchet & Clank is still really good too. I still really like the Ratchet & Clank games in the PS2. I mostly know about the Ratchet & Clank games in the PS2. I also had Ratchet & Clank Size Matters on the PSP and Secret Agent Clank on the PSP. And Size Matters had a PS2 port as well too. I actually like the PS2 port. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be, considering the fact it's on the PS2. It does seem very primitive. That's very good as a port. And when they port games from PSP on the PS2, they typically don't bother updating the graphics or updating the visuals or updating anything in the games. They really leave it as is. So it's just like as if you connect your PSP to a TV or playing it through emulation on a Raspberry Pi. But then again, people in 2008 or whenever didn't have any technology like that. So the only way you could really play it on a TV at the time was just get on the PS2 and play it on the PS2. And then there was also Secret Agent Clank, which also got a port in the PS2. And there are a few Ratchet & Clank games on the PS3, which I eventually played some of those. I had Ratchet & Clank Future and Tools of Destruction. That game was pretty good. I also had Ratchet & Clank All for One on the PS3. It wasn't a traditional Ratchet & Clank game. It was more of a beat-em-up type game. So yeah, now we cleared the airplane squadron. This is Ray Phoenix, signing out.